What we got? This is terrible. Like this thing is like.
Gotta bring out Lucille, man. Where's the Fresh Prince?
I know. People have been breaking these joints. Anyway, all right. So go ahead and. Dang. Okay. Hey, not bad. Oh man, a lot, man. Just focusing on growth, focusing on the next level this year. About to buy a business, which is the goal. Working a 9 to 5, which is great, in a decent spot, in a decent place.
A whole lot of finishing, man. Now we got the Decide to Finish show, doing a lot of traveling, new partners, new clients, still killing it at Factory 380, and finally releasing original music. Ooh. So right now we got Be Your Girl, edit produced by me, and I just released I Love You, Faith Evans, edit produced by myself and John Sean. And I got more coming, more on the way. Execution.
To ask you about the momentum that you've had. I mean, it seems like you are just going crazy online. So like, how are you maintaining this, and what's your system for doing that?
Taking a long, hard look in the mirror, and I was seeing a reflection of myself based in other conversations I was having. So I would talk with, even some of my peers, and we would just be spinning our wheels. We would be talking about things, but not doing things. And we would be talking in the future, like, yeah, one day I'm gonna do this, or soon this is gonna be. And I'm like, one day gotta be today, and the future gotta be today. At some point in time, you gotta stop talking about what you're about to do. You just gotta decide to finish it. I really flipped that switch. Like, I'm no longer overthinking anything, and I'm just on go mode, man. I'm done talking about it. That doesn't even excite me anymore. Like, I don't even want to discuss what I'm about to do. I only want to discuss what I'm doing right now, or what I'm executing right now. Anybody that's still talking about stuff they're about to do, I want to hear it, man. But I always look at me first, and I'm like, I just want to make sure I'm not that person that's doing that. I always want to be in a state of deciding.
All right, so when you say talking about what you're gonna do, something in me says it just makes me feel away. Because I mean, I haven't bought a business yet, but I keep talking about it. You know what I'm saying? But like, the thing is, I'm getting closer and closer and closer. And so I think one of the things is, like, on the outset, or people on the external side, they might be like, damn, Rob just keep talking about this. Like, when is he going to actually do this? And I think my answer is this year. And for real, like, I know that I'm continuing to build momentum in this process. I'm building relationships with business owners, lenders. I'm learning the lending process. I'm actually an SBA preferred lending partner at this point, so I can help you buy a business if you want to. I think when it comes to the buying a business, it's really about the loan. It's really about how to get that loan, how to qualify for the loan. And if you qualify, you can get it. It's just like buying a car, buying a house. So I think, in my opinion, the first thing people should be asking for Christmas should be a business.
I was on TikTok. There's this girl that's her name is We Ain't Boys. That's like her name. And the reason she caught my eye was, this is before I even heard her speak, but she had on a real fly outfit. I could tell from the setting that it was like London. And it was like a real fresh type of like aesthetic, but she's playing that Benny the Butcher 97 hole. And I'm like, what is a charming young lady such as yourself listening to Griselda for? Like, what do you like? What's really going on here? So I followed her off the strength of that. And she has a real eclectic personality. And she was doing a live where she was giving away her t-shirts. We Ain't Boys is like her clothing line. And I guess she was doing a talent show, sort of like how Drewski does the Could Have Been or anything like that. And there was a girl on there that was singing, and her voice was incredible. So I went to that girl's page, who's also from London. On her SoundCloud, she had just this really beautiful interpretation of Teacher Moses' original song. But her voice and the way that she did it and her interpretation of it was very special. And it was pretty slow. If I like a song, I want to be able to play it in front of my audience. I want to be able to play it at Climax Worldwide, which is every Friday and Saturday at the Factory 380. by yours truly. And I'm like, okay, I love this song. I love her voice. How can I transform it into something that I could play for a crowd in a party setting? And that's what I did. I went ahead and added those drums to it. And I just thought, like, man, when I got the piece of music, like, this isn't enough. Let me shoot a visual to it and let me bring it to life that way. Because I know that that's something I've expressed in the past is like releasing music and, having original production similar to the vein of like a DJ Drama or a DJ Khaled or a Story King Brent. So that was the inspiration of that. And there's a lot more to come from it too.
You really made that into a beautiful moment. And the story is just perfect for you. I mean, especially when you think about the trajectory of everybody's story that's a part of it, from you to the singer to the other singer. Like there's really a beautiful trajectory there, an arc. And so with that, I think a lot of people, to your point, they would think about that idea and then they wouldn't execute it, or they would like halfway do it and then not put it out. I know you don't even have the feeling of like second guessing yourself when it comes to posting, but how would you coach someone else through the process of just being themselves and being able to post something that really reflects them as a human?
A lot of it just depends on doing something that's really authentic to you. I notice like if people want to start getting more active online, they'll take on a persona that necessarily isn't them, and they'll just try to post things that they think other people will like. But I think the best way to do it is to post something that you like. Like everything I like, I post, whether it be one of my crazy opinions that nobody's ever gonna agree with me with. This is how I really feel, and like the stuff I put out, everybody might not like it. And I have to be okay with that because at the end of the day, I like it. Right. So you would rather put something into the world that you like rather than kind of tailoring it to somebody else and hoping that it's an aesthetic that somebody else could get used to. I think if I was to tell anybody, I would just say find your specific brand voice and your specific aesthetic that you have an appreciation for. And as long as you like it and you're willing to go to bat for it, and skip what anybody else says. I actually saw a story, Bryson Tiller's breakout record, Don't. He showed that to his friends. He had already put it up on his SoundCloud. And he showed it to his friends and they weren't really feeling it like that. And he actually took the song down. So he took the song down, and it wasn't until one of his supporters DM'd him and was just like, yo, what happened to that one song you had on SoundCloud that you took down? And he put it back up. And the next thing you know, I think Timbaland called him a couple days after that because it started blowing up. So I say all that to say, if I was Bryson Tiller's friend, like I'm not a Bryson Tiller fan. I would have said the song was whack too. I was like, yo, he would have showed me Don't. I would have been like, don't put that out, and then he wouldn't even have been a success. But I'm not an R&B singer. I don't create R&B music. That's not the emotions that I have about the song. I don't know anything, when it comes to his art. That should just be validation for anybody that if you believe in what you did and you put your heart and your soul and your creativity into it, you don't need the validation of anybody else. Just put that out because that's a reflection of how you authentically feel. And the world is going to give that back to you. And even if the world don't give it back to you, at least you got it off your chest and you made new room for new ideas to come and manifest themselves through.
I'm not gonna lie, like the old ideas really do kind of stick to you and just they kind of haunt you actually when it comes to making things, music, podcasts, anything. Bro, I have playlists of songs or beats that I'm like I should have did something on this and I just haven't. Then again, I have some songs that I've actually recorded and I'm so proud and happy that I've recorded them. Joints are coming out soon, actually, by the way. But yeah, man, it's just, I think you have to start using those ideas and just putting them out. Because at the end of the day, like, what if you put it out and nobody likes it, but then you love it? So it's still yours. Like, I think that's what's important, that you love your story, you love your content, because that's you.
Yeah, the Google joint, I appreciate you asking, bro. I have to say that having my first public speaking gig be at Google is just so on brand for me because my first ever DJing gig was opening up for Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg. I tell that story all the time. So it's always like if I'm about to jump out the window, it's always like on a huge stage. I think I just prefer it that way. But the speech went really well. I prepared for it because it was just something that I was already passionate about. I mean, I did my 8th grade term paper on the history of hip hop, and next thing you know, I get to talk about the history of hip hop and the art of emceeing at Google's headquarters. I actually turned that presentation into a document that I could serve to teachers and students called The Harmony of Dreams. Actually hasn't released yet, but now that I'm doing this, I'm gonna have to release it. So I'll drop the link for it and you guys can go ahead and partake in that. But again, that's just always saying yes to opportunities, never saying no. Also, it helps that you're very transparent about what you're passionate about and what you can bring to people, because the Google opportunity did not come through me. Somebody else mentioned my name in a room with Google and told them that I would be a great fit for the program. They told me that I would be a great speaker, and they had never even seen me speak before because I'm not a speaker. I had never spoken before, but they were just trustworthy in the fact that I was intelligent in the topics that they needed, and that I was able to carry out the ideas, and that they would trust me to execute and decide to finish whatever was necessary. So I took the baton and I ran with it, or I caught the oop from CP3 and I Blake Griffined it, however you want to put it. And if you need me to speak at any venue, it doesn't matter, or in an array of topics, whether it be the history of hip hop, whether it be deciding to finish, whether it be conquering your dreams, or doing whatever you need to do, just call me. We can figure it out. But speaking of something I'm very passionate about, and I would love to do more of it 2024. Is it the white joint?
Yeah.
But let's see. I don't even know what. I'm gonna just try to get on. Let's see. Oh my gosh! Wait a second. Nah, that can't be. That can't be. Okay, I got. Come on now. Let's get it.
Oh, wow. This dude said he couldn't play.
I can't. You know what I'm saying? But I just had the belief that it was going in. You feel me? Let's keep it going.
I'm really appreciative. I'm like grateful as heck right now. I just feel moving to this new spot really put me into a different like mindset as well. I think I didn't call that one.
Nice.
Yeah, it just put me in a different frame of mind. Now I just, on Saturday mornings or whatever, I can just come down here and envision the next level, the next phase of life. Even though this is a decent spot, like the next level is what I'm always focused on. Not because I'm not appreciative, but I think because I am so appreciative, I have to keep it going. So, there's a lot of stuff I want to make sure I could do with and for my family. And really, I just feel like this is kind of the beginning of the next phase. You know what I'm saying? Hey. Wow.
Almost. The jig is up. I'm not a pool player.